My first venture into old instruments was trying to recreate a lute, one of those medieval lutes that you see on paintings where people play in the Renaissance. My interest in recreating old instruments kind of took me to my roots from the Antiquity of China. I think I was perusing the library at UCR, University of Riverside, and I came across a book called Lore of the Chinese Lute by Van Gulik. Even though it's more like a zither, he called it the lute, and in Chinese it's called the guqin. Guqin means instrument of antiquity. It actually dates from even before the first emperor of China. It dates to the 14th or 15th century BC, and it pretty much hasn't really changed forms. And as a result, the instrument is almost esoteric and almost unreachable. I was in a flea market in the city of Suzhou in China, and I saw it on one of these, street vendors. And I'm like, oh, that's what I want. So I bought it, brought it home, and then I put some strings on it, tried it out, and it was almost unplayable.
I've discovered that it was structurally not made right. The anatomy was wrong, so I figured I had to make my own. I found online an 1800s guqin manual on how to recreate the guqin. The manual had only a few figures, and 95% of the book was just text. So I had to convert it all to math so I could plot the thing, so I could see what it would look like and actually cut it out. Okay, so this is my very first guqin. When I listen to it, it sounds pretty tinny. It's a little bit narrower than a lot of the ones I see nowadays. The soundboard or the back might have been a little bit too thin, and so there's not that depth that you get from, guqin that you buy or the later ones I've made.
The thing that's really interesting about the instrument is that it has 13 markings for the harmonic positions. The tuning system, it's almost like the Pythagorean tuning system, and it predates the Greeks by 1,000 or more years.
Guqin music is written more like finger techniques and what they call tablature rather than actual notes and duration. So there are right hand techniques, 20-some symbols maybe, and then there's a bunch of things that the left hand does, again, about 20 to 30 symbols. This is plucking with the thumb, but coming this way towards the body. This is using the index, coming towards the body and away from the body. The ancients thought of it more as painting with sound and tones rather than, say, a continuous piece of music, how we would think of it as music.
So I started taking lessons from Lu Peiyuan in 2012. I went every other week to Monterey Park and brought my homemade guqin and learned from him. I progressed from beginner to intermediate to fairly advanced pieces, fairly quickly within 2 years. And then life got busy, this and that. I got married, had 3 kids. This piece that he assigned me and I've been kind of stuck on for 10 years. I finally decided to just learn it and finish it. This piece is called Xiaoxiang Shuiyuan, which means the clouds and mist over the Xiaoxiang rivers in China. I recently joined the New York Chin Society. And I was a guest lecturer on the physics of the instrument itself. And I've been involved in a lot of their discussions. It's really broadened my understanding of the instrument. Recently, I've transitioned to using traditional silk strings rather than the modern, mass-produced nylon, steel core, strings. And so the silk strings have kind of taught me a different way of playing, more refined, almost more technical, because the strings don't have the resonance that a steel core nylon string has. What the guqin does for me is that it invites you into like a meditative space. There's a lot of slides and subtleties in the notes where you can barely hear it, but the note's there. And you have to be quiet on the inside enough to hear the hidden sounds or the sounds that are fleeting, but yet they're supposed to be there. It kind of draws you in, it makes you quiet down, and you have to be still.